Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. The date is Saturday, October 17, 2020. Back when I was a teenager, that was when my brothers and I first found out that our father was a martial artist as well, and quite a good one. He was a second-degree black belt in Judo, and none of this modern dojo, modern padded floor kind of judo. My dad learned judo back in like 1950 in Taiwan. In another word, he learned it the old-fashioned way, concrete floor and uh, really hard throw, no safety precaution, no growing cup, no protective anything. You go in there, your sensei grab you and throw you down on that concrete floor or wooden floor or rock floor or whatever, and you got to get back up and try to continue your lesson. Broken bone and everything. Well, I don't know if he actually got broken bones, but it was the hard, old, traditional way. How did we find out that my father was that good at judo? Oh, I remember it started out one evening when my brother and I were debating what was the best martial art in a fight. Back then, we weren't concerned with self-defense. We were not concerned with martial art. Our only concern was what martial art was good in a fight. If we were going to go beat up someone, what martial art was the best to use? That was the kind of conversation we would get into. Yeah, we were teenagers. What can I say? So, my father said judo is the best. And of course, me and my brother with judo, come on. You're like two guys trying to hug each other and throw down on each other. What's cool about that? It's like that's so well homosexual. It's so limiting. How about boxing? How about taekwondo and karate and all those really cool martial arts that teach you how to hit hard and break bones and kick someone on the head? So my dad said, "You guys have no idea how effective judo is. I'll show you guys." Now, my dad's idea of showing us what judo was, he would say, "Okay, Johnny, stand up." And I would stand up. And there wouldn't be any warning or whatsoever. There wouldn't be any like I'm going to show you this move. This is how you do it, and you put your foot here, you put your arm here. Nothing like that. My dad would say, "Stand up," and I would stand up. And next thing I knew, I would be down on the floor, wondering what happened. And then he would say, "David, stand up," and David would stand up. And again, without warning, David's down on the floor. And it's like my father got a taste of blood after that. So every time, if we were sitting down watching TV or sitting down having a conversation in the living room, my dad would say, "Let me show you guys another move in judo. Johnny, stand up." I would stand up, and again, no warning, nothing, and I would be down on the floor. I didn't learn anything other than how hard that floor was and how uncomfortable it was getting thrown or getting swept or getting tripped or getting shoved over. Didn't learn a single judo move from him. I just learned how painful it was to have judo performed on me. Same with my brothers. My dad kept this up for months and months, and none of us learned anything other than how to fall a little bit more safely, how to fall a little bit more gracefully, and how to fall without being so embarrassing. But we still didn't know how to perform any of those moves because by this point we realized that he wasn't as interested in actually showing us the moves. He was more interested in showing us he could kick our butts. Finally, I had enough of it. And one day, same thing, we were sitting around, and my dad said, Johnny, stand up. I want to show you that move. And I said, no. What's the point? Every time I stand up and you do something, and I don't even know what you did, I'm down on the floor. I'm not learning anything other than fall. I'm learning how to fall, and I already know how to fall. If you really want to teach us, then you do it slowly so we can learn. And my father said, I'm trying to show you guys that judo is unbeatable. You guys seen me do these moves for the last 5 or 6 months. You still can't defeat my moves. I'm trying to prove to you guys that no other martial art is as good as judo. Now that got me angry. So I said, okay, fine. I'm going to show you this time I'm not going to worry about your judo. I'm going to show you how to break your shit. So I stood up, and as soon as he moved in to try to grab me or sweep me, I shoved his shoulder, and he stumbled back, reset himself, came in, and tried a different kind of sweep. As soon as he came into range, I shoved him on the left side of the face, and he stumbled to the left. Came in again, this time tried to grab my arm, and stepped into him and shoulder checked him. That entire night, wasn't able to throw me. Now, I'm not making this video to talk about that judo is no good. Judo is definitely really good. I'm not making this video to brag about me thwarting my father, because he was very good judoka. But my point is, even the best move can be broken if you know how to break it, if you know how to change that angle just a little bit to mess it up. It doesn't require big sweeping moves. It doesn't require big powerful pulls or push. Most of the time, all it takes is that tiny little bit of changing your angle to make the move not work on you. Big changes can come from small movement, and that's what I'm going to show you guys tonight. Let's say someone have a powerful left hook, the most unstoppable left hook in the world. Okay, let's say Mike Tyson. Well, okay, let's not say Mike Tyson. I mean, I don't really know if I can beat Mike Tyson this way, because I'll never get a chance to try this. It would be cool, but I don't think I'll ever get a chance to try this. But let's say someone like Mike Tyson, like the boxer, have a most powerful left hook in the world. If you time your movement so as when they throw that hook, rather than being at the end of their fist, you end up just 1 inch in, so you get the inside of their arm, or you end up 1 inch out, so you get the outside of their arm. That left hook, that most powerful left hook in the world, doesn't do anything. Let's say someone has the most powerful roundhouse kick in the world. The most powerful roundhouse kick that can bring down a tree. The moment they throw that roundhouse kick, let's say rather than at the business end of their leg, you step in one step and you get the thigh. or you step out one step and the leg misses you completely. That most powerful roundhouse kick doesn't do anything at all. Someone has the most powerful elbow strike, an elbow strike that can go through steel doors, can go through concrete walls. If when they throw this elbow strike, rather than being at the tip their elbow, you turn your body a little bit so the elbow grazes past you, the most powerful elbow doesn't do anything in the world. I can go on and on, but I think you guys get the idea now. Most of the time, no matter what kind of a move, the most powerful move, even a gun, even a gun. If I get this gun against the chest of the person, I pull the trigger, boom, person is dead. I get against the person's face, I pull the trigger, boom, the person is dead. But if this person turned their body 45 degrees, not even 90 degrees, 45 degrees, I pull the trigger, boom, most likely the best I can hope for is the barrel singe their clothes a little bit. Maybe the bullet grazed them a little bit on the way out. Okay? It doesn't matter what kind of gun this is. You have to be in front of the barrel. A little bit off, no go. The most powerful gun in the world, not going to do anything. So tonight, with that in mind, I'm going to show you guys a little technique, a little tiny twist of your body, your arm, to negate the kind of deadlock, the kind of being restrained by incoming force. Let's say I'm walking into Bruce. Let's say I have my arm up in front of me and Bruce is standing his ground. And I walk into him. My arm, my forearm is pressed up against him. And I try to walk in, but because he's big and strong, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to be able to push him back. Now I can't extract my arm because if I loosen up, then he's right in my face. Okay? I can't pull my arm back because there's a lot of force on my arm. I can't push my arm through because if I push my arm through, then I present my back to him, right? So let's say my arm meets this immovable object, unmovable force, that I have no chance of prevailing. I don't want to stand here and waste energy holding this off. All I have to do, watch this, is turn my arm a tiny bit, like I'm turning a doorknob. Okay, I keep walking forward, but this thing is not moving. A lot of pressure is on my arm. I twist my arm a little bit, like I'm turning a doorknob. Boom. I slip right past him, and now I'm halfway behind him. I grab him and throw him to the ground, or cloud his eyes, or whatever. Okay, let's say Bruce come in with a karate chop, and I block this, but he is so strong that it's driving me back. Rather than fighting this force, muscle with muscle, I just turn my arm a little bit, and he will glide past me. I can step past him. Okay, I don't need to stand here fighting force with force. I just turn my arm a little bit. Again, pretending you're turning a doorknob. Turn and step. Turn and step. Okay. Let's look at this side. Same thing. The arm coming, meeting my arm, and it's so strong I can't hold it off. I don't want to stand here. I just turn my hand like a turning a doorknob and step. turn and step, turn and step. That turning of my arm, even though it's a tiny little bit of a change in angle, will dump the energy right past me. Knowing this principle will be even more helpful in a weapons contest. Let me show you guys how. Well, let's show these on these training blades, this DIY homemade training blades. Okay, this is a classic case, what my brother used to say, left hand versus right hand, because I don't have a training partner here, so what can I do? So, let's say someone come in, my left hand is the enemy, coming with a sword, or stick, or knife, it can be a steel pipe, okay, anything. And I have my own weapon in my right hand, so left hand, the enemy comes swinging down, and I block this with my own weapon. Now our weapons lock together. Okay, this is a bad situation because a lot of time it's become a case of who's stronger or who thinks to kick whom in the groin first. Okay, so rather than once our weapon is deadlocked like this, I can't pull back because if I pull back, he come right in and cut me. I can't push through. If I push through, he cut my hand, right? I can't bring it down. If I bring it down, he again come over top and cut me. I can't pull up. If I pull up, then he might come under and cut me. Okay, so I'm kind of locked in this situation with nowhere to go. Not quite. Watch this. So the person is applying a lot of pressure on my blade. I do that little twisting of the doorknob motion with my sword. Watch that again. His sword come, I block, I twist my hand like a doorknob. That sword glide right past me. Right? Okay? In a real fight, of course, once I let him glide past me, I'm cutting off his head. Right? Watch that again. He come, I block, I twist my wrist and cut. He come, I block, twist my wrist and cut. Right? As I guide his blade over, so it will slide past, missing me altogether, go past my shoulder. I come around and cut. Right? So, again, enemy sword come down, I block, I twist my wrist to let it glide past my blade. I twist my wrist and I step at the same time and then naturally cut. Twist, cut. Twist, cut. It looks a lot better with a partner swinging the sword, but I think that will give you an idea. All you take is that little twist of the arm, little turn of the doorknob, and step. Turn and step, turn and step to dump the incoming energy away from you. This is the classic case of fight smart, not hard. Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Soul Search Sunday. For now, have a good night.